Hello everybody and welcome back to Train Sim World. Today we are going to be playing probably the most overhyped route I have ever seen for this game. We're going to be playing 2 kilo 3-5 Matlock to Newcastle, starting at Derby and heading to Nottingham. Yes, we are on the brand new East Midlands Midland Mainline route from Skyhook Games, obviously published by TSW3 Games, and we're going to be running a Class 158 service. It's only about half-hour service, so we should be alright. Our headlights set up already. The headlights are already set up. Okay, so we just need to put our master key in and neutral. Right, okay, now we need to, obviously, because it's Train Sim World, try and find... okay. I'm pleased to see how many fuses are done. Not all of them, but, you know, there's a few of them there that are clickable. Where is it? Where is our DSD anyway? Coaching light on, although it probably is on anyway. Traction interlock, normal. Is that the only one there? That's the only one there. GSMR open. No, we want that closed, don't we? Closed means good. Vigilance isolated. Anyway, normal. Where is up here? You emergency bypass. AWS DSD is normal. T-pub. Yes, T-pub. Turn our T-pub on. Definitely. Right. Okay. So before we do anything, because we might not have the option later, I thought I turned the lights on. Game. I turned the lights on. I'm not worried about timetable, just in case anybody was panicking about the timetable. Right. Turn them off. Turn them back on again. Is this really yeah, that's right. Okay, let me turn them off. And is there any difference? Yeah, there is a difference. There is indeed a difference. Coach light on. Only half of the lights turn on, and yeah, okay. Anyway, moving on. We move. Nottingham. We're actually not open the doors, so next station is Long Eaton. I'm not exactly sure why it's saying Nottingham, because like I say, we've not opened the doors. This looks nice. Obviously lack of weathering, but you expect that from DTG. It's Train Sim World, and they are terrified of weathering, because they feel they're going to offend the operating companies. Which, yeah, okay, it's fair enough. It's fair enough. They probably would be upset, to be honest. Doors. Nice. The side panel goes all the way up. Obviously, no openable toilet. It's nice. Ooh. Now that's nice. Okay, I like that. That's not something we see enough. Bits on the train. Maps, especially. You know, that's not something we see enough. Disabled toilet obviously can't be opened either. Ooh, is that a disabled toilet? Okay. I wonder how you get a wheelchair through there. A minute. Yeah. Okay. If you say so. If that's how it is, then that's how it is. I don't doubt it's like that in real life, but it looks quite bland. Let's be honest. This interior looks quite bland overall. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. The shape's all there. I mean, I've not been on a 158 much in my time, so somebody might be screaming saying, yeah, it's perfect, but to me, I don't think this is perfect. Let me see if I can turn the lights on this end. Does that turn the others on? No, it doesn't. I wonder if they only go on in the dark then. There's a CCTV camera though, that's pretty cool. Right, let's close our cab. Let's run down the other end of the train. Do you actually have to manually, do they not time out? Okay, you actually have to manually close the doors. They don't time out. Right, yeah. That makes perfect sense. On another note, this PIS here, I'm not exactly sure if that's right. To me, that doesn't look right, being the ugly new one. No, we do not. I would say that it was probably dot matrix when Eastmidlands had it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm quite possibly wrong. Like I say, I do not know these trains at all. But nevertheless, I would question whether it was actually one of the new ones or not at the end of East Midlands reign, you know? Anyway, right. So, this is what I was going to do. Guard panel. T-key on. Local door. Open the, Yep. That works. That definitely works. Yep. Can we open the door left? Are they all opened? Are they just silent doors? They're obviously just silent doors. Fair enough. I'm not going to judge. There's a lot of people getting on this train. What the hell have they actually done? Train World never has this many people getting on the train. That is a very strange sight to see. Let's be honest here. Welcome to, I think this is Derby? Yeah, this is Derby. Welcome to Derby. Very clean, very spacious. I'm not entirely sure on the baking, but I'm not going to say it's too clean either. Because it is a new structure, and obviously, being a new structure, it's going to be clean. We'll talk about the 158. We'll talk about the 158 front now. Is it just me, or is the front of this 158 way too flat? This bit above sort of the Buckeye, or not the Buckeye, the coupling. I can't remember what they call them now. They're not tight locks, are they? Can't think what they call them. The 158s. This bit looks alright to me. I can't see any issues with that. No. Everything underneath. Is it just the colour? Or is it genuinely too small? Is that bit genuinely too short? I'm not entirely convinced by that shape. It looks like somebody squashed it a bit, in my opinion. What have we got? Livery application is very nice. There's even a bit of marking, to be fair. Underframe needs a lot more weathering. There's a couple of bits that have got something on them. And then you've got bits that are just blank. There's no weathering at all on them. That's interesting. Modelling looks nice though. Nice cable there. Probably for the speed tacho. Yeah, there's a tacho cable. Oh, you've even got brake gear modelled and textured. Nice. Can we play with any of this? I doubt we could play with any of this, but you know, starter battery. Nothing seemingly clickable down there. That's a shame. I know that's what they did on the first couple of units they made. Oh look, there's actually a. Oh, that's quite cool actually. They've actually modelled the. What is that? Is that the brake disc? I want to say that's a brake disc. To be honest, there's a lot of space. Wow. Is there a? Oh, there is a kingpin. Okay. That's. I would be slightly unconvinced by the amount of space there, but. Yeah, okay. We move. That's curious. No coupling. Okay. I mean, we've got to be a bit sort of generous. It is Skyhook's first train for Train Sim World. However, at the same time, there are sort of bits that make you think, yeah, okay. Station. Oh no. Oh, that's quite cool actually. That's a neat little feature. The bin being fallen over, being knocked over. Oh, okay. That's a collectible apparently. I guess it's neat then. No, I quite like that though. It's quite cool. The bin's been knocked over. Oh, there's another one over there. It's quite obvious. Quite obvious to find. I'm going to be a rebel and I'm going to walk down the wrong way because that one was doing the same thing. Prince Harry just flipping pushed me out of the way. They've actually got no light occlusion down in this tunnel. That's interesting. It's all very clean, to be honest. It looks a little bit more clean than a normal Train Sim World route, if you ask me. There's just something... I don't know. It's not been baked all that well, in my opinion. Also, we'll ignore the fact that there's passengers sort of just spawning in front of us right there. But that's something that Train Sim World's always struggled with anyway, the baking. It's never really looked great. Or it could certainly look better, at least. Okay. Okay, yeah. That's. Can you imagine sitting on that? Look, this poor guy. He's perched on that. Please don't tell me they're quite like that in real life. That's ridiculous if they are. That's crazy. Right. I guess we ought to get going, really. Should I restart? No, you know what? We'll see how late we are. Sod it. Right. Apparently the close button and the signal are the wrong way around. Indeed they are. What? Huh? I opened the local door. What? Huh? Oi. Was there a slight noise there? I'm not sure. Right. Local door's completely ignored. That's fun. Oosh. Key off. Close that. Right, okay. And now, we can sit down in here. And we can finally break off. No. Oh, I don't know. Now, I can see why people like the sounds. That's the one thing... The one thing this route has been greatly praised for, the sounds. And yeah, I agree. The sounds are lovely. Sounds... They're AP sounds, apparently. Yeah, that sounds a bit funny. Not wrong, necessarily. Nice, couple of Great Western coaches. Awesome, awesome. No corridor on the end or anything though, but just sound wise, that's fun. Oh, a split unit, uncoupled. I think by the sound of things. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. They've actually got the shutter that comes down automatically when they're uncoupled. Yeah, this is a nice. There's a fair. Yeah, okay. There's not a fair amount of traffic really either. There's like 2 units. Could do with some 153s and 156s really to bump up the numbers on the depot there. Let's be honest. Go to notch 7 then. Oh look, we're already past the time we should have been at the next station. That's fun. Destinations. Nice, nice. They got the list. And it's branded as well, who's been in trains. Yeah, it's nice to have another operator in the game finally. Because obviously they keep giving us the same content all half the time and ends up being the same stuff and the same trains and you know, it's nice to have something different. Anyway, the overhyped bit that I mentioned at the start of the video. Why do I think this route was overhyped? Well, to be honest... Oh, I thought that was a whistle. To be honest, I think they could have done better with their selection. And that's not necessarily to say that I don't like what they've got. Sure, I think the idea is great, and the fact that they've got sort of 3 different destinations instead of a blank point-to-point route is good. But I also kind of feel like there is no main section of the route, if it were, as it were, because it's split between the 2, and there's no long distance run sort of thing. Like you're gonna, what is it, 39 miles in total, but that's split between 2 different branch lines. So you're gonna find yourself these are limited to 90, aren't they? 90, yeah. Yeah, you're gonna find yourself finishing your run quite quickly. Which, don't get me wrong, if you want to do a quick run, this one's half hour. So if you want to do something quickly, then yeah, it's perfect, it's great. But if you're looking for like a run where you've actually felt like you've travelled somewhere, this route isn't going to give you that sort of feeling, sort of thing. Because as soon as you get started, you're sort of stopping again. And don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily all about the distance, but this is long distance running without stopping that we're doing here. The London Underground, for example, yes, it's only 15 miles, but it's going to take you an hour to go from end to end, and you feel like you've actually achieved something because you keep stopping and picking up passengers. There's a lot of passenger stops here. For me personally, if you're going to do a long run, if you're going to do a sort of a run where you don't stop a lot, you almost want to feel like you've actually gone somewhere, to be honest. And sort of the longest section's going to be what, 20 miles, I reckon. It's not a lot really. At the end of the day, it's not a lot really. 30 at most, sort of thing. But this side's not. Well, the Long Eaton's 8 miles roughly, and I think it's going to be that thing that I've lost words for. Yes, that thing. So yeah, on the note of it being changing the subject, on the note of it being overrated, I think the route selection. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact there's a different branch line. That's what I've been saying all along. They need to do different branch lines. But I think the concept of how they did the Seaford route almost, the East Coast Way, was better. Like, clearly the main route is Eastbourne to Bournemouth. Or Eastbourne. Brighton to Eastbourne. That's clearly meant to be the sort of the main line, as it were. But you've got the Seaford branch. The Seaford branch is sort of just as important, but it doesn't take away necessarily from the overall length of the route. I don't know, I suppose it kind of does. It's kind of going against what I initially said about it, but I don't know. This feels... I don't know. You might understand what I mean, you might not understand. For somebody who likes short hop, well, not necessarily short hop, but stop-start routes, where you're... Because I'm not a fan particularly of long haul routes, to be honest. Like, set the train up and off and just let it do itself. I want to be doing something. If I'm going to be playing a game, I want it to engage me. I don't want to just be sitting there watching the train basically drive itself, which is what a long distance route is. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against long distance, but it's got to be done right. And in my opinion, sort of the what's the word I'm looking for? The selection between the 2 different routes, like the fact you can't drive the whole lot in one go, is disappointing. Or you don't even, it doesn't even feel like a branch line off a main line as such for me. It's more of a case of it's 2 routes in one, or it's 3 routes in one, something. I want it to all feel intertwined, to be honest. So like with the, I think that's what I'm looking for, to be honest. Like with the East Coast Way, for example, the branch line's there, but it's not too long. It feels intertwined with the majority of the route sort of thing. All of the services are going to start from Brighton, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's not necessarily a good thing that all of your services on both down both lines. I've well fluffed this stopping up, haven't I? I was doing all right until that. I forgot how awful first gen DMUs break. They're not awful, but I don't know. They're just a pain to drive sometimes. We better go back, haven't we? Game's not going to forgive us if we don't. Oh well, we're already late. What does a little bit more delay hurt? I'm very pleased though that we have a DMU, another DMU, because we were getting a lot of electric, and while I like electric, it was all third rail. It was all third rail stuff we were getting. Give. Oh, I didn't want that much brake though. Give the diesels some time to shine, you know. Shut up. Reverse it off. Cool. Right. Let's try the door thing again. Open the. Oops. Hang on. You got to put the key in first, haven't you? Right. Key on. Local door open. Nope. No local door open. Now it opens with the rest of the doors. Hurry up, train's leaving. Right, close the doors. We're gonna shut the local door in a minute, aren't we? Yep, that's great, isn't it, when your train kicks you out? Love it. Love it. So glad. Do that. Do that. Come on. There we go. Oops. Come on, forward. Wow, the run sounds nice. Oh yeah, of course I forgot approach control. Probably going too fast to it. Oh no, hang on. Cool. We got it. We got it to clear. I only know that because I saw the DGU preview stream. There's also a 10-mile-an-hour limit coming up here. Just after this 70 board. I love East Midland livery. So bright and colourful, isn't it? We've got brake rub? We have got brake rub. I think they're brake discs. I'm sure they're brake discs. no doubt you could drive that more efficiently, but oh well. In all honesty, the sounds of the 158 make it all worth it. They really do. I love them. There's not a lot that you can fault it on. There's not a lot you can fault it on at all. Some of the mixing maybe slightly out, but you know, it's literally some of. There's not a lot more to say than that. It's a lovely sounding thing. The route building has been brought into question by the community. The quality of the scenery and density of it, especially line side. I agree. It does look quite flat, quite bland. It looks about the standard that the Brighton Mainline was built to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe a little bit worse, but at least it hasn't got the terrible lighting that the Brighton Mainline had. The Brighton Mainline's lighting is atrocious, and I do not enjoy driving the route based on the fact that the lighting is so bad. Honestly, there's something on which normally is localised to oldie-woldy routes, and yet for some reason the Brighton Mainline suffers with it, and that's that the lights are too dark. The lighting overall, and it just ruins the experience for me entirely. Honestly, it just completely destroys any immersion. That was a whistle board with a red circle, like a speedboard. That's not a thing. So let's quickly jump out here. Where are we going? We're going up here. Oh look, there's a track that comes on here. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's nice. That is nice. Yep. No problems with that whatsoever. I think the horn was a little bit off. Maybe the low tone, I think, was a tiny bit off. But in general, that's fine. Right, let's power off now. It won't be long until we arrive at Sir David. Sir David Attenborough, for those who don't know, of course. I just thought I'd ruin the joke for everybody who does know. Right, we need to try and work out how we're actually supposed to stop this thing. Ideally on notch 2 brake. That signal box on our right is apparently supposed to be a house, which is interesting that they chose to use a signal box for it. Nice to have a another livery in our game, of course. Well, say our game. This is one of the things I was thinking the other day. So Train Simulator very much feels like a community-built game, especially now. Now it's sort of, there's not really a lot coming from DCG anymore. We're getting the great updates, and of course I'll do a video. Well, I assume I'll do a video when the core update is released. But it was very much a game of your collection, your routes. Do whatever you want with it. You could place any train on any route, and you know, you could just drive it pretty much. Make any scenario. It didn't have to make sense. It could make as much sense as you wanted. You could use any item of rolling stock, easily get reskins, all that kind of stuff. With Train Sim World, I love shut up. I prefer how easy it is to use the game. As in, you can literally jump in. You've got the timetable for the entire day at your fingertips. Just select any service at any time of the day. And there's no need to get any extra requirements. Okay. I was just wondering what it was on his t-shirt. Yeah. There's no need to download or purchase any extra requirements. What you have will work and what you don't will not. Simple as job done. No complaints sort of thing. But going back to the your collection thing, it doesn't feel like our collection. It doesn't feel like our game, if you ask me. It feels like DCG's game. Because you can't just stick any train on any route and have done with it. You are literally restricted to having to use the trains on the routes there are timetables for, unless you want to mess about with Scenario Creator. But Scenario Creator doesn't give you the flexibility to create real-time train scenarios, for example, of realistic moves. Right, now this is a problem that I think DTG, Skyhook, well, mostly DTG should have addressed. I get they've got issues with the people getting stuck, right? Yes, that's an issue, that's annoying, that's a problem. That's not my problem here. The problem is that DTG have not once mentioned the keyboard code, the keyboard command. If you press Control 0, you end up in the cab. Matt showed it on stream, but he didn't actually give a demonstration or tell anybody how he managed to get back in the cab. So if you are getting stuck out the cab because there's people there, also them two people there means we won't be able to use the guard panel anymore, which is why I was making the most of it while I could, because you actually can't get out of the cab or in the cab. But nevertheless, yeah, if you do get stuck out of the cab, you fall between the coaches or like that, the people block your way in or whatever, just do Control 0 on your keyboard. This is something I've not seen mentioned once by either the community, nor DTG, nor anybody. And I think it should be made more, you should be made more publicly aware of it, sort of thing. Because it's actually quite a hard keyboard command to find. On a controller, I'm sorry, I don't actually know what the equivalent is on a controller. So yeah, I'll have to Google that one. But on a keyboard, Control 0 will teleport you back to the cab of the service that you were driving. So it won't just teleport you to a random cab, or if you're in free roam, it won't just teleport you to a cab. You'll have to try and get out of the situation yourself or reload the game. But if you have a train and you're trying to drive the train, you will go back to the last train and the service that you're assigned to. Right, so we did the first stop way too late, and we did the second one way too early. See if we can work out roughly where we want to be this time, shall we? Still a bit early, but it wasn't as bad as last time. Okay, I like this station. Again, still suffering with the... Shut up, motorbike. Still suffering with the similar issues of the textures being way too light. But, yeah. Right, where's our door buttons? Can we do the door buttons? I don't have my button box turned on today. Engine stop. Right, we'll do it like that for a minute. There's got to be a door close button, hasn't there? I thought these were going to be doors, to be honest, but they've got nothing to do with doors. Oh, clipboard. Nothing seems to really light up, which is odd. I'm guessing they've just not put enough emphasis on the illuminated textures. Obviously, it's not nighttime, so let's just speed up. Ooh, good. Doesn't do anything. Interesting. Maybe it's because we're going forward. Couple. Yeah, they're the door buttons, but they don't do anything. Also, that's what the guards buzzers sound like. There you go. Go via Sea Line. Okay, so we must be approaching Nottingham now. That VT marker, nice. While we're on the subject of new releases, just quickly, was thinking of something earlier I want to mention. The imposing Class 700. I think that's going to be the next big hype project. Let's be honest. I think everybody's excited. Well, I say everybody. It's a bit like everybody was excited for this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm excited, but it's I want to see better. But I reckon there is a possibility. Now, this is, I'm not trying to speculate here. This is just what if history proves us correct, what we may end up seeing in the future. Also, I like that buffer in the middle of the track. What I reckon we may end up seeing, we now have, well, we're going to get the 700. We're only getting a -0. So where's the -1? Well, I think on that note, it's simply just a case that DCG have decided to not put all their eggs in one basket. They want to make more money from us, let's be honest. So they're going to release something. They're going to release the 700-1 later. So you're only going to have 8 cars. People have been moaning, quite rightfully, that there will be no 700s. There's no 700 timetable being added to the Brighton Mainline, which realistically there probably should be. However, I think there's a specific reason for that. I reckon it's because the -1, sorry, the -0 doesn't run the whole length of the line. It's always the -1s that go to Brighton, the 12 cars. So you'd end up with Thameslink services to Horsham. But the problem is, if DTG add the 700 now, then they've got to go through the entire timetable and make sure it doesn't break anything. Just for the Horsham services, because they couldn't add the Brighton services, because people would moan that we need a -1 for them. So they'd have to add just the Horsham services. And anything else. I think there may be a couple of lines that are applicable there, but probably would be AI only, maybe. You wouldn't get a lot anyway. You wouldn't see a lot of traffic on them. And of course, redo the entire timetable would take a lot of time out of Jake Fuller's. Is it Jake Fuller? No. Is it? Yeah. Maybe. I can't remember now. You know who I mean, the guy who does the timetables. I think I'm getting confused with somebody else. What's his name? I can't think what his name is. But yeah, it would take a lot of time out of his schedule to update the entire timetable and make sure it all still works for just the -0. So I think in the future we're going to end up with a -1. I think that at some point, said -1 is going to come with a route, mostly Thameslink related, which may possibly be the Midland Mainline South. It all makes sense. We need the East Coast Mainline at some point. What? Was that TPWS? Did TPWS have a hissy fit? I think it did. That's annoying. I think it was like 3 minutes or something, isn't it? I guess it gives me more time to just do this. So yeah, -1s obviously run up the Midland Mainline. They run up the East Coast Mainline as well, as far as Bedford, Peterborough, Cambridge, you know, all them kind of places. So I think as we have an East Midlands Trains HST now, they are probably more likely to end up doing the Midland Mainline. Because then you've got the 700s, you've got your Dash Zeros, which will be an overlay, your Dash 1, which will come with it, and your HST, which will sort out your express services. That's a okay populated line. You can get away, I think, I'm pretty sure, with the EMT livery. There we go. Minute. I think they said it was a minute, actually. Yeah, you can get away with the EMT with the Thames Link, I'm pretty sure, the HSTs, so sure, a 222 would be nice, but, you know, for the purpose of making it cheaper and easier to make and quicker, I think we'd see the Dash 1 released with it, Dash 0 as a requirement, and this as a overlay sort of thing, or not a requirement, an overlay. From there, we'll then have our Dash 1, which we can then have a timetable to Brighton built for, which will then trigger, potentially, they may not rebuild the timetable, but they should do really, should then trigger a East Croydon to Brighton on the Dash 1, and of course, 3 bridges and all the rest of it with the Dash 0. From there, they need to do the East Coast Main Line at some point. They're going to have to do the East Coast Main Line almost certainly at some point. We could probably get an East Coast Main Line, because all you need is a 387, which they already have built. They just need to change it from a Dash 2 to a Dash 1, which shouldn't be too hard for them. Just all the interior stuff and all that. Oops, I'm putting way too much brake on. I didn't even want to put that much brake on. Ooh, this is nice, actually. Yeah, from there they can then create the East Coast Main Line, because then we can have that. They can even have the occasional appearance, random appearance of 201, 387-201, which has run the East Coast Main Line for a while. So, then of course we'll either need a HST, or, what would be nice, is an Azuma. It'd be nice if they actually did a modern train, and a 91, particularly a 91 of course. That'll do for the stopping. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I reckon, because from what we know, the Thameslink timetable is actually built into okay. Just yoink me out of the seat. 41 minutes, return to free roam. Let me off the train, please. Let me off the train, please. Thank you. Nice. Actually, it's gonna it's gonna make noise, isn't it? Hang on. Let's see if we can shut this thing up before it starts making noise. Do that. Vigilance. Do that. There we go. Ah, I shot myself in the cab. I didn't want to do that. There we go. Yay! Right, okay. Yeah, there was something else I was going to say. I was going to mention. Where's the AI going to take over? Oh, okay. Newark Castle. Okay, so the... Oh, okay. We're going back the way it came from. Fair enough. I thought we would carry on. I don't know them in the mainline though, so... Yeah. Newark Castle. Nice. Nice! Nottingham. Looks nice actually, Nottingham. I wasn't too impressed with Derby, but Nottingham looks really nice. So I guess I should quickly do my my summary on this route, as opposed to talking about what isn't out and probably will never be out. Like I say, take none of that as canon. I don't work for DTG. I'm not affiliated with DTG. Canon, good grief. But yeah, that probably won't even happen. Let's be honest. Eventually it might, but it's just what I'd sort of happen, I guess. At seeing, I suppose. We'll see what actually happens in reality. No, we're in Nottingham, aren't we? I think that's the tram bridge, isn't it? I can't see any wires, though. I'm sure there's a bridge that goes over the... over the main line at Nottingham, isn't there? Is it Nottingham that's got the trams? I'm sure it's Nottingham that's got the trams. Well, I mean, a lot of places have trams, but you know what I mean. Yeah, no, I like this station. I like it a lot. Looks good. Looks very nice. Yeah, so, in summary, what do I think? Yeah, it's a nice route. It's not the best route I've ever seen. It's not the worst route I've ever seen. It's probably near the lower end of the spectrum for how nice Train Sim World routes have been. But I certainly wouldn't put it at the bottom. I don't hate it. A bit of cable trunking, I think, would have gone a long way to making the route feel more populated along the line. More foliage would have been nice. But yeah. Overall, I think it's nice. We'll have to drive the HST, I reckon, at some point. And I'll probably try and do a video on the HST at some point. Just so we can sort of compare it between that and the 158. The 158 was lovely to drive. It felt right. It sounded right. It looked a bit funny, but, you know. Is what it is. Yeah, it might just be the livery, though. It might just be the livery, the way the delivery's been done or something. I don't know. Anyway, do I recommend this? Maybe not for £30. I mean, you got the... If you pre-ordered it, you got the discount. So, maybe with the discount. I think £25 would probably have been a fairer price for this, to be honest. Oh, look, there's actually lights out there as well. It's quite ironic. Because there were lights out on the... I mean, it makes sense. It's not dark, but, you know, nevertheless. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. They do that. Nice. Then they do that. Oh, okay. Working lifts. Doubt it. It's partially shiny. Partially shiny lift. So, yeah. £25, I reckon, would have been a reasonably fair. You're getting 2 trains, let's be honest, especially if you don't have the East Coast, the Great Western Express, sorry. You're getting 40 miles of track, some fairly nice stations. Yeah, I don't think I'd have had an issue paying £25. There's a lot of bugs, though. Don't get me wrong, there are quite a few bugs with this route that people have been mentioning on the forums and social media and stuff. So hopefully they'll get patched. I think it's a route that if you like the sort of semi-long distance driving, then you should definitely consider it. So, yeah, I would say, despite how critical I normally am, I probably actually would rate this above the average of what people are saying at the moment. So yeah. This is pretty much it, I reckon. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I've got no train to see me out, so I'll just do it here on the platform of Nottingham. Got terminates here, but doesn't terminate here. I think that one actually goes to Leeds, possibly. Or not Leeds. Leeds? No, they don't go to Leeds. Sheffield. Sheffield. That's the one I mean. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all later. Goodbye!